Hello everybody, how are you? I hope you're having a great day. I'm going to bring you a video today that is a companion video to the last one that we had. This is about the effects on the partner in the relationship with the narcissist. So I found an article that I really love, and we're going to actually go through it because it's so valuable. This is going to be a little longer video because we're really going to go in depth with it. So if this is boring you, just turn the channel. But for the people who need this information, they really need this information. So we're going to present it to you today. The article is called 9 Traits Common in Survivors of Narcissistic Abuse. And I can't really locate the author's name on this article. It does come from the Minds Journal. I just found it while I was Googling, and I really liked what it had to say. So we're going to go through these 9 traits. Okay, and we're going to talk about them in depth so that you can recognize what's actually going on with you and identify and get some peace in knowing that you are not alone. So, the first trait we're going to look at is number 1, not being confident enough in your abilities. And this is as a result of being in the relationship with the narcissist. And what they say about this here, I think is very good. It says, before meeting the narcissist, you might have had a decent amount of self-worth, even if you weren't the most confident being who walked the earth. But the effects of narcissistic abuse is that it would have changed drastically after. You no longer feel like your own person. Every single decision you make is through the lens of how others would judge you. In other words, your perception has been perverted. You are no longer assured of your own choices and are always asking others for opinions and overall undermining yourself in favor of what others think is good or right. Because you just can't trust yourself anymore because of what the relationship has done to you. Trait number 2, always second guessing yourself. And they say here, it's almost second nature to a narcissist to warp the reality so that you are no longer sure of yourself. This helps them in getting away with almost anything they say or do. They question and falsify their actions so that you are left wondering whether you imagined everything, of course, gaslighting. And soon you would lose the ability to distinguish between what's real and what's the smokescreen set up by the narcissist to befuddle you. It sounds kind of like mind warfare, doesn't it? Very subtle, but true. There is always an internal going on inside your head where you question the reality you know versus the facts that the narcissist has conditioned you to believe. Number 3, always finding yourself around toxic people. Another big problem with narcissistic abuse is that it very easily turns into this endless cycle of repeated trauma, because being with a narcissist blurs your perception of reality. You are no longer able to differentiate between what is equally toxic as the previous relationship and what's good for you. You internalize the abuse and think of it as the new norm. So even when you are running away from your abuser, you are seeking and falling into the trap of even more people like them. Number 4, being on autopilot with one instruction: to self-destruct. A narcissist would make you believe that you have no talents at all, and you cannot ever do anything right. They ridicule you, taunt you, and demean you to the point that you start sabotaging yourself. They want to completely crush your confidence so that you cannot stand up to them. And in doing so, they turn you into this empty shell of your former self. Things you used to excel at become too difficult to even attempt. They play so cruelly with your sense of confidence that you actually believe them when they tell you that you're worthless, and your actions match these thoughts. Number 5, trying to please everyone and do everything perfectly. A narcissist would make you believe that the most important objective of your life was to please them. You tried to do everything as they liked, give them everything that they wanted, and to perfection, hoping that they will finally praise you, or at least leave you alone for a while, let alone finally love you. When in a relationship with an abuser, you did all this for self-preservation. If you did not please the abuser, he would torment you physically or mentally. Even after the relationship is over, you might be repeating the same behavior with other people as well. You'd be more worried about not getting on the wrong side of someone, even if it meant being true to your own self. Number 6, you have the overpowering need to be left alone and not socialize at all. Now, this is not true for everyone, but for the people who are experiencing this, it's very painful. Narcissists are great at isolating their victims from their friends and families. That's because it makes it easier for them to control you. This trait, too, might remain even after the abusive relationship is over. It is a natural instinct to want to be left alone on your own when recovering from a traumatic experience. But you shouldn't withdraw from people who want to and are capable of helping, such as professionals or those who can relate with what you're going through. Number 7, you no longer have a sense of personal space and boundaries. The abuser invaded your life so completely that you no longer have a sense of healthy boundaries. You don't know how to say no to people or situations which make you feel uncomfortable. You have forgotten that you are an individual who needs their boundaries in order to live in peace like everyone else. Number 8, feeling the urge to protect the abuser. Against all logic, this is a very true and very dangerous consequence of being with the abuser. We just don't remember. The programming is so strong, we just don't remember. Against all logic, this is a very true and very dangerous consequence of being with an abuser. They make you dependent on themselves and make you believe that things are never as bad as they seem to you. So that even after the relationship is over, you always think of it as a happy or normal one, even if it was anything but. This might even come in the way of your own welfare. It could take the shape of non-compliance to authorities who are trying to catch your abuser, fights with a family who call a spade, or even self-protection when you refuse to take action against the abuser if they are trying to cause you more trauma. Finally, number 9, abuse amnesia. When your abuser comes back to you with a seemingly heartfelt apology and a promise that they have seen the fault in their ways, you might be tempted or deluded into forgetting the abuse you experienced in the past. This is called abuse amnesia, where you don't recall things to be as bad as they really were, or try to explain them away, hoping that the person has really changed, and maybe this time will be different. Don't fall into that trap. Have a list of abuse incidents. This is really excellent. Let's go over that again. Have a list of abusive incidents with supporting proof, if possible. Keep it handy so that you can remind yourself about what really happened, how they really were, and why you separated from this person in the first place. If you are one of the people who this resonates for, you can create change. You can get over your trauma. You can return to a free life like the one before the time you met the narcissist. If you're interested in getting help, we are here for you. My name is Luc Benoit, and I'm a life coach, and I do a lot of work with depression, anxiety, and trauma. I do something called EFT tapping, which is fantastic to use with these symptoms. I'm available in person at the office in Costa Mesa or on Zoom anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world. Go to my website, www.lucbenoit.com. That's LUKEBENOIT.com. BENOIT.com. There is a ton of information there that will be valuable for you. Or even just call me. My phone number is 562 area code 618-3099. I hope that you found this helpful. I look forward to seeing you in our next video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.